We will solve this today's LeetCode problem. This is LeetCode medium 1. So the question is reverse substrings between each pair of parentheses. So you are given a string S that consists of lowercase English letters and brackets. Reverse the strings in each pair of matching parentheses starting from the innermost one, right? And your result should not contain any brackets. Okay. So basically we have given a string, right? Let's see this example, and the string has parentheses, right? It's a valid parenthesis strings. So basically whenever you encountered a string in parentheses, you will reverse the string, reverse that inside of a string, right? That the question is giving that whenever you find each pair of matching parentheses, you reverse that strings, right? So basically if you see here that parentheses started from here, then again parentheses started and end at here. So between these parentheses, this love string is there, so we need to reverse that one, right? So if you reverse this, it becomes evol, right? Right. And when you there is also saying that the result should not contain any bracket, so we will remove this string, right? We will remove this. Now again, what is there? If we remove this by reversing this string, this become evolve, and now this u and I is combined with this whole string, right? Now again you see there is a valid parenthesis, a, a close bracket, so it means you need to again reverse the whole string, right? So when you do this, it will be like I love you, right? This is the string, right? So basically what is happening, that whenever you find any parenthesis, valid parenthesis, you just reverse that string that much time, right? So if suppose there is given u l again o, then there is suppose there is given v e, right? Right. So how this will get? So see, here is valid parenthesis, right? Then again a open bracket, then L, then again a open bracket. Now, if you see here in this O and this open bracket, right? So this the string which is inside of this parenthesis should be reversed, but here is only one one character. So this either you reverse it, not there's no worries, right? So if you reverse it, it will come same, but the parenthesis should be removed, right? So this will be combined with o, right? Now now if you see here in this, after o, this parenthesis removed, and this again a valid, close parenthesis, it means from this parenthesis to this parenthesis, the string which is contained here should be removed, should be reversed, right? So we will reverse that one. If you reverse that one, parenthesis should also be removed, so that will become over, and this is v, right? Now when this bracket is removed, we have started again from another parenthesis. So this is open bracket, it means we just need to see this string, right? So this is ve. Now again a valid, again a closed bracket, it means ve must be reversed, right? So what we will do, we will remove the valid parenthesis and reverse the whole string. Now again, if we got a close parenthesis and we have the string within this, right? So this needs to be again reversed, right? So this will become v e l o u, right? This is become v e l o u. This is how this is the question is asking, right? Hope you understand this question. So let's remove this just right now. So after reading this, one thing is clear, that you need to reverse whenever you got a valid parenthesis, right? Valid matching parenthesis, right? Whenever you need to reverse the string within the matching parenthesis, right? Within the matching within the pair matching parenthesis, right? That is for sure, right? That is for sure. But how will you do that? So one thing is for sure, if you have seen this example in this, let's take this example, that how much times this valid parenthesis is containing nested loop, that much time the string within that is reversed, right? If you see there oc, this is re- this is uh, this is reversed how many times? 1, 2, and 3, because first time when when due to these their own parenthesis, second time it's parent parenthesis, third time it's grandparents grandparent parenthesis, right? So basically it reverses three times, right? So it means for sure, it means for sure that I need to I need to reverse the strings from inner part, right? I need to start reversing the string. I need to start reversing the string from the inner part, right? Because if you start from outer part, means the starting part, you're not able to figure out that how many times it will be reversed inside of that, right? Either you need to store the count or something, but if you start from the inner part, you are for sure that this OC will reverse once, then it combined with its parent, then if there is close parent, then need to reverse whole the string, again it's combined with parent, then it will combine with the whole parent, right? So basically you will start from the inner part and do the same thing which is written in the question, do the same thing written which is written in question, right? And so what we will do, we will just see whether we have open bracket or close bracket, and we will act accordingly. So how we will do that, let's see. So if we start from the starting part, so let's suppose we have taken this example, right? We have taken this example. So one thing is clear that I need to return this string in the after removing all the valid parentheses, right? So one thing is clear that I need to remove any valid parenthesis which is temp, right? Let's take a temp. Now when we started from open bracket, I will just insert all the strings in my temp, right? Because if I got a valid parenthesis, then I will only reverse the string, right? That's for sure. So first thing is clear that when I get open parenthesis, my focus would be just to take the elements, right? And when I get a close parenthesis, I will just reverse the current string which I have, right? Which I have, right? So what is does it mean? So let's see with example. Let's see what I does that mean. That if I started from zero, if I started from zero, right? So I don't need don't need this parenthesis, right? I just need this the characters between them. So if I started from zero, so I don't take this, but we have open bracket, so I need to take the elements which after this, right? So what I will do, if this there is open bracket, if there is an open bracket, I will take the count of this temp. I will take the count of this temp. That how many times, how many characters it has. So basically, I'm just storing the I'm just storing the pair. I'm just storing the of pair. I'm just storing the index where from where I need to reverse the string. From where I need to reverse the string, right? So I don't need this, I just need this ed to be reversed, this et to be reversed, this oc to be reversed, this el should be reversed, right? So I don't need this parenthesis, and also I just want to reverse the string is which is within the parenthesis, right? What I will do, we just need to reverse the string, right? We don't need this parenthesis. So for that I need to anyhow know the index of uh, a string part, right? A string part which has only characters, right? Right. So, but in this string which is given us, it has a parenthesis also, right? So we can't really find the correct index from which part to which part I need to reverse. So I just need to anyhow know the index of a string which need to be reversed when I encountered with the close parenthesis. So for that, what I will do? I will just take a temp variable, a temp string, and I will store all the characters in my temp string, right? What does it mean? Suppose in this, so suppose there is given an example like EIE, let's take PO, right? And then it is given like LK, right? Just this example, right? So when I got a encounter with open bracket, I will I will just push the starting part. What is the starting part? This temp part. The temp has no temp has no characters. It has. So what I will do, I will just store the zeroth in my anywhere, right? Any array or anything. I will just store the zero, right? Because it has nothing. It has no characters left, right? And what I will do, when I got a character, I will just store the character in my string, because I ultimately need to reverse this character. So I will store the characters like P and O, right? Now when I again got a valid parenthesis, when I again got a open bracket, so this open bracket, this is open bracket, so we don't need to reverse right now, right? We will go inside this open bracket, right? So again we got a open bracket. It means I need to store this open bracket, because I need to store this, because I need to find the index from where we need to reverse it, right? So I will just store the position. What position? From after this, which is 2, right? Which is 2. Now again, when I move to this, I will store the k value and the l value. Now second thing is, when I got a close parenthesis, now I need to reverse this kl part. So one thing you see here, that I have one value which is 2. I have one value which is 2. So what this 2 will give me, this will tell me that you need to reverse, you have to start from this 2th position till end position to reverse that. And if you see here, what is the 2th? 2th is the 2th will be the index of this temp. See, 0, 1 and 2, and we need to start from k, right? So what temp is helping here, what temp is helping here, it is helping me to know that from from where I need to start till end, start for reversing the string till end, right? That's the temp is helping me. Why it is helping me? Because it has only a characters, and I need to only reverse the characters. So I need to just store the count which have till now, right? So what will done, we will just reverse the strings from the back. We will just reverse the string from the back. So if you see in this po, this till this po, we don't got close parenthesis, right? So we have just stored its first position. Then we got another open bracket. So I have just stored its starting position, that from this starting position I need to reverse till end value. Now again I got a close parenthesis, so I know that from which position I need to restart. I need to start reversing. So I have started from 2, so 2 to end, this is kl. So I will just reverse this when I encountered with close parenthesis, right? So I have just reversed this l and k, and I will remove this, right? Now again, this will become like this. And now we have temp polk. Now again we got a open close parenthesis. It means I need to again see that this close parenthesis is started from which place, which index. So we have started from 0. It means from this starting part, right? This 0 is representing this is the temp string. So whether this, what this representing, so vi is representing, vi is representing the starting index of temp string, right? That's the vi is representing. So 0 is starting from here, so we need to reverse the whole string, right? So what we will do, we will just reverse the whole string and remove this. So after reversing this, till this become lkop, and I need to remove this parenthesis also. And if you see, we got our answer, right? We got our answer, lkop. That was the answer before. So basically what we need to do, we just we just need to store the starting index whenever starting index of what? Starting index of the string, real string which don't have parenthesis, parenthesis parenthesis. And when we do that, whenever we encounter a open parenthesis, and what does it help us? It will just help us to know that from where it will help us that whenever I encounter a close parenthesis, it help us that the inside of the string, from where we need to reverse that string, right? So it help us, so when I encounter with close parenthesis, it will help us to know that from which index of real string, of which index of real string we need to we need to reverse, right, till end. That's what it will help us. So basically, if I show you another examples, like let's take this example which is given. This is a bit messy, right? So we will see this. So what I have done, I will start from zero. I will take a temp one also. Now I have told you that whenever I will start, whenever this I got a open parenthesis, I will start storing it index, right? So I was got I got a valid parenthesis, so I will just start taking storing its length, right? So why I'm storing its length? Because suppose this when if you see here in this, when I store this index, suppose this is ed, right? So when I have ed, and when I again encounter a open parenthesis, so this will start from where? From 2 only, because when you again store this e and t, you see there that this e is at 2th position. E is at 2th position, right? So basically, when because e has a 2th position, so we will just store the length of this previous string, which is ed, because it will start from the 2th position, and which is the same as equals to the temp length without et, right? That's why we are just storing this temp length, right? So basically this is ed. So we have stored the starting index, which is 0, which is temp length, and after ed we again encountered after ed we are again encountered with open parenthesis, which we just store this 2, because after this there is another characters remaining. So after 4, this ed will start storing this e. Now again 5 is, this will start for t. Now we again encountered a open parenthesis, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So after this 5, this let's take it, give it as a 3, 4, 5, and this is 6, right? So at I is equals to 6, after this is an open parenthesis. It means, what does it mean? It means I need to again store the starting index of this string, right? So which will equals to 4, right? Now after this 4, I will move to 7. Then we will store this o, 7, 8, 9, right? So we will start o, then we will move to 8, we will store c. Now we got a, after this 8, which is at 9, we got a close parenthesis. What this close parenthesis mean? It means I need to now reverse the string which has the pair matching with this close parenthesis, which is this, right? And what what will be the what will be the strings which has between these strings? That will be the 4, started with 4, right? Because we have stored that index. So we form this 4 till the end of this stem. We will just reverse this. So 4 is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this is OC. And if you see, the string which is in between these is OC, right? So we will just reverse this. So when we reverse this, this will become co, right? And we will also remove this 4, right? Now when we move to 10, when we move to 10, we again got a parenthesis, close parenthesis. It means I need to again reverse with this matching. So what is the matching of this close parenthesis? This is starting part, this part. So from where this have started, this second part, which is we have is already stored, right? So from second, from E part, ETCO, this needs to be reversed again, right? So we will just reverse this again, OCTE, OCTE, and this 2 will also remove, right? Now after this, we are at 11 and we have a character, right? So we will just store our character in E. Then again at 12 we will again store L. Now we again got a valid we again got a close parenthesis at 13, right? So for when I got a close parenthesis, this have must be a matching pair with anywhere. So that is where, that is this O 0, right? So it means I need to reverse from 0 to till end. So I will just reverse this, and that will become LEETCODE, right? Which is lead code, right? Which is a lead code, and we will remove this. So basically, what we are happening, we are just storing the storing the index of temp, where from where I need to just from from where I need to just reverse the string, right? Right, that's what we are storing here. So this is how we are going to solve this, right? This is how we are going to solve this. So basically what is happening, if you see here, we have stored 0, 2, and what we have stored 0, then 2, then 4, right? Basically we have stored 0, 2, and 4. And if you observe carefully, that was the same as what, that was the same as this pairing, this we have stored 0 to 4, which is the same as the count of as open parenthesis, which is matching with the close parenthesis, if you see here, right? Basically that was the main motto of here. We have just stored the index to know that whenever I got a close parenthesis, I will start from back and start reversing it. So basically it is a matching of the close parenthesis here, right? If you see here, right? So we just need to simulate this process in our implementation, and let's see how we will implement this. So basically we have started from as dot size. Now what we will do, we need to store the index. So I will take a vector for that. So this is the starting index. So let's make it start. Now I will move to a string, in a string, and when I get open parenthesis, right? Whenever I get open parenthesis, so what does it tell? It will tell me to store the current index of this start part, current length of this start part. So what I will do, I will just store push back. I need to also take a temp, which is need to be written after that. So this is temp. I will just store the size of the current string, right? So this will give me the starting index of this current, of this parenthesis, right? From where I need to start reversing if I got a close parenthesis, right? And else if I got any close parenthesis, what I will do, I will just pop this. I will just move. I will just start from its back and also remove this, right? So what this back will give me, it will give me the starting point of the string from where I need to reverse it. And what I will do, I will just reverse my current temp, and from where I need to start reversing from the size part. So this will give me this will start from the string from where I need to just reverse it, right? So this will be temp dot end. Okay. So temp dot begin is a point of the starting point plus this size. This will move to its the later on part, which is the same as this. Like if you start from 2, so this will start from 0, 1 and 2 from e part, right? So temp dot beacon plus 2 will move to this e part, and this from this e to whole string is it will reverse it, right? That's what the meaning of this, right? So we will reverse this, right? And we don't know anything now. If there is a character instead of this parenthesis, so we will just store in a temp, right? So this is the same thing which we have understood what we have done. So we have just stored the starting point of whenever I encountered a open parenthesis. When I encountered a close parenthesis, I reverse that from the starting point, right? And if I don't get anything, I will just store in my temp, right? So that was I have done, and just return this temp value from here. So this is how we will just solve this problem, and we will just return temp after this. So this will give me the ultimate answer after this. Let's just try to run this, and let's see. Yeah, we have passed the sample case. Let's submit it. Yeah, we have passed all the test cases. So if we analyze the time and the space complexity for this problem, so time complexity would be, so let's analyze the time complexity, right? So first thing is that we are iterating in whole of on, that's o of n for sure. And one thing, if you see here, that we are reversing that temp dot begins plus size to temp dot end. It means in the worst case, it can happen that we need to reverse it again, o of n, o of n, o of n again, uh, very much times. Like suppose this is given an example, right? This is given an example, right? So whenever I encountered open parenthesis, I will restore this, and when I encounter a close parenthesis, I will reverse this, right? So what we are doing, we are reversing again and again for each encounter parenthesis, right? So that will and for reversing process it takes o of n, and reverse process is o of n, right? It takes o of n, the right. So it means that in the worst case it can go to o of n square. In worst case it can go of n squared for sure, right? And what will the space complexity? So space complexity would be, we have taken a start and we have taken a temp. So that will start will this temp will definitely gonna take o of n, because as all the characters must be inserted in temp, and start also is storing all the starting point of valid parenthesis, so that will o of n for sure. So this is the time and the space constantly for this problem, right? And if we see in constants, we have 2000 only, so n squared would work because it can go to 10 to the power 6, which is acceptable, right? But can we further optimize that? Can we further optimize the it to o of n, right? So if we see here in this, so basically what we were doing, that we were storing the starting index at each position, right? In the previous approach, in the previous approach we were storing the starting index, and whenever I was getting I was whenever I was getting the close parenthesis, I reversed the string. I would reverse from that starting index till end, right? I was reversing that string, right? So from reversing the string from starting index, from starting index till end, right? That was we were doing. So that's so whenever I am encountering the close parenthesis, I was reversing the whole string, right? That's where the problem was, to that's what the o of n was taken. That's why it was taking o of n square. So if I somehow don't reverse it at each closed parenthesis, then then we can do it definitely in o of n, right? So if somehow I don't reverse every time, each time on encountering the close parenthesis, then only I can optimize this further. Then I can optimize its time complexity, right? Optimize it further, right? So the issue was that I don't want to reverse it, right, again and again. So how we will do that, right? How will I do that? So the first thing is that if we don't want to reverse it, and I also want to know the the uh, strings positions strings positions for each pair, right? So basically I don't want to reverse it, and also want to the strings position for each pair. So can we simply store the starting index and the close starting parenthesis and the close parenthesis, right? Open parenthesis and the close parenthesis, if we just store and reverse at once time, can we do that? So let's just see it. So let's take the example from where we have started. This the basic example, right? This PO and this is LK, right? So what this thing here that we have started from this. So its matching pair is this. Its matching pair is this, right? So each close parenthesis has a matching pair as a close parenthesis. So if I just start to store its, if I just know the which index has which parenthesis, so can we do that? So instead of reversing each and every time, I will just reverse one time only, instead of reversing each and every time, reversing each and every time, right? So basically what I do, I will just start from zeroth part. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So this zeroth pair is 7. So this zeroth pair is 7, and vice versa is also applicable. This 7 pair is 0, right? Because this both his pair is matching. One thing is clear here, that I want to reverse it one time, and also I don't want parenthesis in my answer, right? So I don't want parenthesis, and also I don't want also I need to store the, I also need to maintain the matching parenthesis, right? Okay. So 0 to 7 and 7 to 0. Now again, if you see here, this is at 3, and 3 will map to its matching, which is 6, and this 6 will reverse back to 3, right? And what I will do, I will just start jumping off from matching pairs, and this direction in the same directions. So what does it mean? So if we start from this PULK, if we start from PULK, so when I got a this starting parenthesis, it definitely means that I would definitely have a close parenthesis, right? So if I got open bracket, I must have its close parenthesis, right? So what I will do, I will move, instead of iterating from 0, I will move to its matching parents, which is 7, which is 7, right? Which is 7, and I will just start storing its data from its back. So what I have done, I have just changed the direction. I've changed the direction. Why I'm changing the direction? Because I definitely know, I definitely know that when I definitely know when I jumped to its opposite part, jumped to its opposite parenthesis, I need to also I also need to iterate in reverse direction, right? Because when you don't reverse direction, you will again iterate in forward direction. That will definitely gonna end, right? And you will not able to reverse that, right? So if you change the direction, you also need to, if you jump the uh, between the matching pairs, you also need to change the direction, right? So that is for sure. So what I will do, I will just that change the direction. So at a starting part, I will move forward. So one is representing forward, so I will move forward it. So at the starting part, I am at 0, I will move forward. When I am 0, I got a I got a open bracket. So this definitely mapped with any close parenthesis. So I will move jump to its 7 part, and I will also change its direction to -1 to, so that I can reverse it back. So when I reverse it back, it will become 6. Now again got a parenthesis. So I will see that whether it is mapping to any of the or not. So it is a mapping, it is mapping to anything. From where it is mapping, 6 is mapping to 3. So we will change its direction to 3. We will change the direction to 3, and we will also change the direction. So we are at now at 3, and we are at now 1. And now what we will do, we will move in forward directions again. So after this 3, we will move to 4. So this 4 is a character, so we will store in this R in my answer. So this 3 is, this L is character, so we will store in my answer. Again I move to 5, it is again a character, we will store that. Now when I move to 6, it is again a parenthesis. So this parenthesis is telling me that I definitely have a pair, so move jump to that. So this 6 will definitely jump to 3, and when we jump, we need to change its direction, right? So this will again comes to here, right? This 0 1 2 3, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. When I jump to this 3 and changes direction, it means I need to reverse it back. So I need to, if I reverse it back, so this first reversing is O, right? And the again we will move back. So, this is 1, this is O, and this now becomes 0. This will become P. So if you now see, its answer is itself the same. First reverse is LK, which is become KL, POKL, and now when you again reverse it, it will become LKOP. So what is happening here? What is happening here? What is happening here? Why it is working, right? Why it is working? Because we know the positions of we know the positions of each parenthesis of open and close, right? Of each pair parenthesis, we know the positions of each pair parenthesis. So whenever I got I get a parenthesis, I jump to its I jump to its pair. I jump to its opposite one, opposite partner, and also change the direction, because because ultimately I need to reverse the strings. Ultimately I need to reverse the uh, string which is contained in between a string which is between those those pair parentheses, right? That's why I am reversing the direction also, so that I can reverse, I can store the string in reverse direction. That's what happened in at the first part. When I move to its starting index, I jump to its parent opposite part. When I move to its opposite part, if there was any characters, it will store in reverse directions, right? But it has don't have any characters, so it has not stored any characters in reverse direction. But it got a parenthesis. So if it got a parenthesis, it means definitely that will have some pair. it will match some pair, so it moves to its opposite partner. Now it start storing the characters at the forward direction, because we have changed the direction also, right? So that's what it is happening. It was just a uh, it was just a jumping between between the parenthesis pair between the partner parenthesis with change directions, with change directions. See, I'm sure about that, that this thing, this is pure logic, but it will not get hit in interviews for sure if you encounter this first time, if you encounter this first time. So it's okay, it's okay if you don't get this at first time, because I also don't get I also don't get it first time for sure, first time. So this is, it has a name which is called uh, uh, transportation something, right? Teleportation something, right? It is teleportation technique. I also don't know before, right? It is a teleportation technique. If you don't get this, don't worry, you can but you must know this technique, that was a brute force. This is also acceptable if you do this in interview, right? So if you don't get this first time, don't worry. This is called teleportation technique. Why it is called teleportation? Because whenever you are getting a parenthesis, you are teleporting to its partner, right? You are jumping to its partner, means you are teleporting to its partner. So it's just a teleportation technique. You can, this can be also applicable in some of the question, in many of the questions, right? So yeah, this is how we, this is the approach, this is the approach. We will just implement this the same thing, or let's take another example if you want. So basically, let's take the same example, which we given the example which is complex, right? So basically we have started from what are the mappings. So this zero is, this zero's partner is 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. So basically let's write it like this: 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, right? So basically 0 3 6, and this is representing 8, this is representing 9, and this is representing 12, right? 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. Okay, this is representing 13, right? And its opposite would also be mapped, must be mapped, right? Because we don't know that which would we need, so we will map the both, right? And this opposite will also be mapped, right? So we have mapped the all the parentheses which we have here, right? So we have total 6 pairs, right? Now what we will do, we will start iterating from the zeroth part, I is equals to 0. We got a parenthesis, right? We got a parenthesis, and we have a direction one, which is, which denotes forward, it denotes forward, and d is equals to -1, it denotes backward. So when I moves to 0, this is at 0, which is parenthesis, so it must be have a parent, a partner, which is at 13. So this I would become at 13. Now the direction, okay, let's represent it here. And in, initially the direction was 1, now when we changed it become -1, right? Now this is -1, so we will move backward. So when we move backward, I is equals to 12, this becomes L, right? So this is L, so we will just store in our answer L, right? L is stored. Now again this becomes 11, this is E, so we will just store E. So what is happening, it is storing in reverse direction, which is ultimately we want, right? Now we again got a parenthesis, which is a close parenthesis, so it must have a pair. So that is 8, and it is a pair at 6, right? It is a pair at 6, which is this. It means I need to store this. I will just move to it. Sorry. So this is L, this is E, something I think mapping is wrong. Let's just make it correct. 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. This is 9. Okay, this is 10. Okay, uh, this is 10. So basically it is not n. So basically 3 is mapping to 10 and 10 is mapping to 3, not 9, right? Or something wrong. Let's see, 6 is mapping to 9. Okay, sorry, 6 is mapping to 9. So basically 3 is mapping to 10 and 10 is mapping to 3, 6 is mapping to 9 and 9 is mapping to 6, right? So this is the correct mapping, right? Now when we are at 11, we have uh, we have stored, when we are 10, we got a parenthesis, right? So 10 is mapped to 3, so we will move to 3 and we will also change its direction to 1, right? Now this is 3 and we will move forward because d is equals to 1, so we will move forward and this will store e. And when I go to 4 again, this will store e at 4. And when we move forward to 5, it will again store t. When I again move forward to 6, it has a parenthesis. So 6 is mapped to 9, so we will change its direction also. When I change jump to this 9, so when I move to 9, direction is reversed, right? Move backward, so we will move backward to 8. Now this 8 is c, so we will store this c. Now again we will move backward to 7, so this will store o. Now again we will move backward to 6. 6 is a parenthesis, so we will jump to its pair. 6 paired is 9, so we will also need to change direction. So we will move to 9 and change its direction. So 9 direction, now I become 10, so I10 is also a parenthesis. So we will move to its partner again. So 10th partner is 3, which is this, and it's also will also change the direction. So we will add 3 and we will move forward, backward, sorry. So we will move backward, so I becomes 2, and which is d. Again we will move to backward, which is 1, and which is e, right? Again we will move backward, this becomes 0, and this is 0, which is paired with 13. So it will teleport to 13 and change the direction, which is forward. And after this forward, it will move to 14, which is end of this string. So we will don't need to do anything, and this is the ultimately we have our answer. And this thing you see here, LeetCode is our answer, right? So that's how the teleportation will work. So we will just implement this anyhow. I know this is weird, but yeah, this is how it works, right? So let's just implement this. So instead of this, we will just write this, right? So first thing is, what we need to do, we need to map the parenthesis. So we will store in our mapping. So let's map, right? So what we will do, we will just store map it. Either you can take vector or you can take a map, right? So I will take a map here. You can take a map or you can take a this, right? Now whenever I got a parenthesis like open, right? Whenever I got a parenthesis, I will just map it, right? I will just map it. So this is parenthesis open, so it must be have a pair, it must have a pair. So I need to store this. Whenever I got a close parenthesis, I need to store this. So what I will do, I will take the same thing as vector to store its position. So it has a position I, right? And when I will get the close parenthesis, what I will do, I will create a map. So what I will do, I will see this the start position, which will be v dot back, and this will be pop back. Now I need to create a map, so this map will be start representing to I, and also the reverse would also be true, that it will be a start, right? Now this mapping is created, right? This mapping is created with map Now I will just start iterating again in the whole string. When I start iterating in the whole string and mapping is created, I need to just teleport in between the parentheses again, jump to between the parentheses. So whenever I got an open parenthesis or a close parenthesis, any parenthesis, I will jump till. Also, I need one thing is here, that you need to change its direction also, right? You need to change its direction also. So what I will do, I will take a direction, initially one, and one thing that you see here, that when the direction is one, we are moving forward, and when the direction is minus one, we are moving backward. So what I will do, I will just, instead of iterating in forward always, I will just add the direction here in this loop, right? So I have started from zero. I have started going forward or backward depending on the direction, and when I got a parenthesis, I will jump I to its partner and change the direction to minus, right? So that will be minus dir. So what it will do, if it is a 1, it will change to minus 1. If it is minus 1, it will change to 1. Else, if it has only a character, if it is only a character, I need to store that. So what I will do, I will take a temp to store this, and I will just store the characters, which will be si, right? So this is just the implementation part. So first thing is to create a mapping of parentheses. Second thing, whenever I get a parenthesis, I will move to its I will jump to its parenthesis index and also change the direction. If I don't get, and move in that direction only. If I don't get any parenthesis, I will just store in my temp and ultimately return the temp, which will be my final answer. That's the whole implementation of this process, right? And let's try to run this. uh, Something is wrong. V dot push back. Okay, let's load the push back. Let's just run. We have passed the sample case. Let's submit it. Yeah, we have passed. So basically, why it is O of n? Because we are iterating O of n only one time and store all the mappings. Second, we are iterating again, but one thing is for sure, that I'm not iterating the same characters again and again, because I am just moving in directions whenever I got a parenthesis, right? So if you see here, that we are not uh, we are not iterating in the same directions again and again. So when I comes to 0, I move to 13 in reverse direction. So L and E is stored. So when L and E is stored, I'm not again moving to E and L again. If you see here, we are not moving L and E again, because I'm just jumping from this to this, from this to this to this. We are not again iterating in whole string again. We are just moving we are just iterating the same string only one time. So that's why it is O of n only, right? So that was the time complexity is O of n, and the space complexity is. So the first thing is that this unordered map will create a pair. That can happen, that it can store O of n, all the mappings. The second thing is that the temp is storing all the characters, so that will definitely take O of n. So this is O of n. So this is how we solve this problem. I know it's got very much logic, but yeah, this is how we solve this problem. So thank you so much. Bye bye.